Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy June. It's Michael Fanning, and this is Warm Up 408. And this morning I was listening still to the book Your Time to Thrive with Ariana Huffington, and I was specifically in chapter 5. How many of you have ever said, I wish I had more hours in the day, or I just can't seem to get anything done, or I just feel so distracted? Well, you're not alone. That's the majority of us. And in fact, I'm going to throw some numbers out there. I'm going to throw out 28%, 40%, 25 minutes, 6 hours, 128 times. I'm going to come back to those in a minute. But it's interesting. Why are there people out there that just seem to be able to be so focused and so determined and get stuff done on such a consistent basis? Is it because they got the consistency gene? Is it because they got the stick to it gene? No, it's what? It's because they understand how to manage time. And there's a quote that's in chapter 5 specifically, and I want to read it to you. Life is long if you know how to use it. And this is by philosopher Seneca. And I want you to listen to this. Life is long enough, and a sufficient generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. So it is, we were not given a short life, but we make it short. And we are not ill supplied, but wasteful of it. Life is long if you know how to use it. And what he's talking about there is, do you know how to use time? So let's go back. So what is 28%? Do you know that 28% of the day is lived in distraction by the average American? 28% a day, we are in distraction, meaning we're multitasking. And by the way, your brain is not wired to multitask. What's 40%? We find that people who think they can multitask are 40% less productive than those that single task and learn how to focus. 25 minutes. 25 minutes is the time it takes from when you get distracted to when you get back on task. It takes 25 minutes. 6 hours. Do you know the average worker in the United States spends 6 hours a day on email? And you know what? Ashton Kutcher said this. He said that email is somebody's to-do list for me, and it's a distraction. And then 128 times, that's how often we check our phone daily. Every 12 minutes, roughly. So if you're trying to do and be productive in those situations, it's not going to happen. So here's a couple things. How many of you give your day intention? How many of you understand the power of time blocking? I hear this all the time. People say, I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. Well, here's how you're going to get it all done. You have to plan it. It doesn't happen on accident, right? Things aren't going to just happen on their own. So what you do is you have intention. And so you have an hour meeting with yourself at the beginning of every week where you sit down, you have a day planner, right? You have a planner that you lay out in front of you where you take a pen, right? Old school, you take a pen and you write down, here is my intention for today. Here are the must get dones. Here is the prioritization of my tasks. Here is the 90-minute tight bubble of focus that I'm going to commit to this action to get it done without any distraction of any kind. How many of you have set a timer for 90 minutes and just don't touch your phone and don't look at your email and don't go down the rabbit hole of social media and don't pick up the phone and talk to a friend and simply accomplish a task? And how many of you have those set up? How many of you have looked at your week and said, you know what? I know that these are things that have to get done, and I've given specific time frames and time blocks to those activities where I'm going to be single focused, no distractions. What can create distractions? Our devices can create distractions. What else can create distractions? Our environment can create distractions, and our circle of people that we allow into our tight bubble of focus can create distractions. Right now I know at our office we're reopening, and so it's really exciting, right? Because now oh my gosh, we're seeing people in the office that we haven't seen in a year. Can that be distracting? Yes, it can. Absolutely. And so I want you to think about, how are you setting up an environment, number one, to limit the distractions? How well are you at tight bubbles of focus? And guess what? We all have the same amount of time. Some of us just have learned to run habits that allow us to use it more efficiently. All right, everybody, think about that. And read chapter 5 in Your Time to Thrive by Ariana Huffington. All right, everybody, hey, make it a great day. Be awesome and help somebody. Talk to you later.